Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here to do our week 8 recap. So yeah, let's jump into it. For anybody who is new here, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're whenever you're seeing this. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, so welcome. If you are new, we're thrilled to have you here. If you are returning, hello, hope you are doing amazing. I just want to give a super fast recap on what's going on, and then we will just jump right into it. So for anybody who doesn't know or has missed any videos in the past, sorry, I know I'm a hand talker. Sorry, I try really hard not to, but I'm Portuguese. I can't help it. So, yeah, I am on a fantastic adventure of weight loss, taking Zepbound, which is an injectable. This is my injection pen. It's an injectable prescribed medication. The name brand medication being tirzepatide. So here you can see on the box, tirzepatide is the medication that I'm taking at Zepbound. It is prescribed by a doctor, filled through a pharmacy. And this is the pen that has the medication would be in here. So this medication specifically, Zepbound, is used, there's 4 pens in here, is used for weight loss for people who have been diagnosed with obesity. And some insurances, my insurance being one of them, will cover the Zepbound only if you are being treated for obesity. Mounjaro, which is also manufactured and produced by EliLillly, which is the drug company, the manufacturing company. Mounjaro is also tirzepatide in a very similar pen, different coloring, and that is prescribed and to be used for people with type 2 diabetes. So it's the exact same medication, but for insurance reasons, they have to be called 2 different things. That whole part of it I find crazy. My doctor did specifically prescribe me tirzepatide, and I asked at the pharmacy when I was there Friday or Saturday or Monday. I don't even know what day is today. Thursday. It was probably Tuesday now that I think about it. When I went to the pharmacy this past week, I asked if I could fill my prescription could be filled with Mounjaro. I wasn't looking to take Mounjaro from anybody. I promise you, I realize that it's for people who are suffering from type 2 diabetes. I'm not trying to take anybody's medication. I just asked the question, and the pharmacist was confused and she didn't know the answer. And I said, well, I'm just curious because I was prescribed tirzepatide. I don't know if anybody else has been prescribed tirzepatide, Zepbound, or Mounjaro. Are your doctors prescribing specific? My doctor has always written my script for tirzepatide. And I don't know, it's probably the insurance company at that point wouldn't cover it if it was the Mounjaro. But I'm super curious about all this stuff. But it can't be found anyway. So yeah, I have been taking Zepbound for 2 months, and I started on the loading dose is a 2.5 milligram pen. So that's supposed to be the loading dose, kind of get your body ready for the medication thing. However, I have been unable to find medication, so I did 2 months of 2.5. So about 6 weeks in, the first month was great. 5th week was pretty good. 6th week was okay, but definitely starting to take that dip there. The last 2 weeks, the 2.5 is definitely not working for me anymore. I began to have less hunger suppression. I could definitely eat more. I could continue to eat where in the past I could only eat small portions and I was full and I could stop. It was a little harder to control that. And the food noise is begun to return. So if you're new here and you are unaware, because I was completely unaware, I had never heard the term food noise in my life. I'm 51 years old. I had never heard that before. And once I started hearing it, so much made sense and started to click. So food noise is simply that inner monster, in the inner being, inner noises in your head that are just constantly thinking and talking to you about food. So I know one specific instance for me is, watching TV at night and just kind of sitting there, sometimes on your phone, watching random whatever, and just kind of thinking like, oh, that cake that we had Tuesday is still in there. I wonder if I should get up and get a piece of cake. Is anybody going to judge me if I get up and get a piece of cake? Maybe if I just have a small piece of cake. Are those chips still in the closet? I know those chips are still in the closet. I have a leftover cookie in my lunch bag. Maybe I should get that cookie. And just all of these kinds of things. Or for me, it was really big, like, there's a birthday party coming. What am I going to make for the birthday? Should we have this? And I just start planning like the entire whatever activity, party, social event just has always revolved around food. So, that's always been a big part of my life, and that's been a big part of my problem. However, I did not know it until beginning this medication, that it was a real thing. And, it's part of a bigger problem, obviously, but this medication specifically really, truly helps with that. So I am extremely grateful that I have been able to do 2 months. So yeah, that's kind of, where we are and what's been happening. So let's get into today. So today is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. So last week I took my shot on Friday. I've been pushing it off. I originally started my shots on Tuesday, and then wanting to get closer to the weekend to be able to have less food noise and less food frustration, I got to Friday. So, last week I took it on Friday. This morning I decided to take it today because I'm not really losing. I've kind of hit that plateau, and I decided to take it a day early and go back to Thursday. So, the last few days, you guys know from my last video, I was talking a lot about the calorie intake, calorie deficit. So I have upped my calories to 1,400. And then I had gained a couple of days ago, and then today I lost again. So I'm back. I'm still at that 20-pound mark. I haven't lost anything. Technically, tomorrow's my weigh-in day, but I'm still going to just go with 20. I will say that one thing that I learned in the last couple of weeks is that I really have to stop eating at like 7:30. If I eat something, like a couple of times, the video I made the other day where I had made the cheesecake, the dessert, I had a few bites with you guys, and then later on I was like, well, it's in there. And I had it was probably like a quarter of a cup with a little bit of whipped cream or Cool Whip. And I definitely shouldn't have done that. And I kind of felt it in like later. I was just like, ugh, I really shouldn't have eaten that. And it wasn't a lot. I mean, it was a quarter of a cup. And I gained weight, and it was probably 9:30 at night. So regardless if it's protein packed or not, getting that late night anything in there is really, for me specifically, is just not working. So my goal for the next week is to try to stop at 7:30, which is hard because we eat dinner at 5:30. We clean up everything, usually done by like 6:15 or so. I might have some work in my office to do. My husband's watching TV. He goes out 2 nights a week, and he leaves around 6:30. I'm not hungry. Like, I don't want like a little dessert or a little snack or anything at that point. But then a couple of hours later, and it's probably boredom. So I'm trying to, and that's where you guys come in, because these videos have been amazing. They're a great distraction for me. and it's great to have another outlet, and talking to you guys and then reading through your comments. So I'm trying to be mindful of that. And at night, if I start to have some of these thoughts, I'll be like, oh, let me check and see if I have any comments, if there's anybody I need to respond to, or how many viewers do I have? That's one that I've really been looking at. So if you are new, or if you are a return viewer, but you're not yet subscribed, I would ask you to please go and hit that subscribe button for me, because I am trying to get to my 1,000 subscribers, and that would be phenomenal. So I have a couple of goals right now. So as I told you before, I'm doing 20-pound increments. So my first goal was 20. Yay, we hit the first goal. And my next goal will be another 20, and I would love to get 1,000 subscribers here on this channel and just continue to build this phenomenal group of people and this wonderful support system, because you guys are just amazing. The wonderful comments and suggestions and stuff that I continue to receive from you all is mind-boggling to me, that there's so many strangers out there that take any interest in anything that I say or any part of my life at all. And I just thank you all again for that. So yeah, so that is where we are. So today is, I guess, technically, yeah, shot number 9. So we're going into week 9. So we've done 2 months. Woo! We've done 2 months. So yeah, so where are we currently? So 2.5, not really cutting it. So this morning I took 2 shots of 2.5. So I took 5 milligrams. So I took 2.5 shots this morning, and I've talked to my pharmacist, and she said that is perfectly fine. You could take, if I was doing 7.5, I could take 3 of these. It's going to do the same thing. It's just going to be 3 jabs instead. So I did 2, and originally I was thinking I was going to do them like in each thigh, but last week I didn't do so great in the thigh. And I did have a couple of comments on here that people who had done their thigh recently weren't getting the same results. So I did do my stomach, and I did them relatively close to each other. Not like right on top of each other, but just within like 1.5 inches of each other. I did my 2 injections. Super random, and I know some nurse or some medical professional out here is going to be mad at me. Generally, I shower in the morning, I get dressed, I come downstairs, and that's when I would take my shot. So I haven't been using alcohol or anything like that. So I know, I'm sorry. I really thought I was sterile enough. So the more videos I've seen recently, I was like, I guess I should be doing this. So this morning I did clean my clean stomach with alcohol, and they burned. They both burned. And I've seen people say before that the shot will burn, or that they felt it. I have never ever felt my shot. Sometimes I've thought that it wasn't even done, but I can see that the plunger is there. 50% of the time there'll be a little red speck of blood that I'll wipe away. But this morning it burned, and I used alcohol. So I'm thinking it's actually the alcohol that is going through the needle, and that's what's making people burn, because I have never had a burning sensation before, and I used the alcohol this morning and I got it. So it went away within 2 minutes, but I did find that interesting. So I don't think that the medication is burning. So if anybody has had that burning sensation, I bet it's the alcohol swab. That's just my guess. So let's talk about side effects for a minute. If you guys have been here for a bit, you have heard me say before how extremely lucky and grateful I am. I haven't had a lot of major side effects. Now, I have had some days where I have eaten things that I probably shouldn't have, and I have paid for it. Yes, that's a side effect to a degree, but I'm not going to call it a side effect. I'm just going to call it poor judgment on my part. So in the past, I had a couple of drinks, and alcohol fills me up anyway. And, they were juice-based or whatever. And I really kind of paid for it. I just really felt icky. And I think that's because there was just too much in my stomach and the alcohol was just sitting there. And another time was, I think it was the fish, but I also had alcohol that night as well. So I had like, it was right in the very beginning, a little bit of fish and rice with one glass, like one cocktail. And I really was very like, stuffed, felt very uncomfortable. In the beginning, I would take my antacid chews. I haven't taken these in at least 2 weeks, maybe more. But I also am not so sure that the medication has really been doing its job because it's been the 2.5 and I just haven't felt like it's really been working for me. Constipation hasn't really been an issue. I am still drinking the drip drop every single day. But I have been failing to take my magnesium tablet and I haven't seemed like I need it. Like I think I'm pretty regular at this point. We will see with the 5 milligrams how things go in that department. I'm sure you're all super curious to know, how my bathroom situation is. But I have been tired recently. This week specifically, but again, if anybody has been here for a little bit or has been here the last couple of weeks, I was off from school last week. We had spring break here. And the week before, my son and his wife had a baby. So I didn't work from that Tuesday afternoon until this past Monday. So I had like 11 or 12 days off from my regular schedule where I was off taking care of them and helping them and doing things there. So things were different. I lost my train of thought again, guys. So things have been, back to a little bit more normal at this point. So I don't feel like I have had any major side effects. So anyone who's new and, still wondering what, this medication's all about and why are we talking about side effects, there is a, bucket load of side effects listed with this medication, with any medication, right? I mean, who can watch TV for 5 minutes and not see a laundry list of side effects with 4,000 medication commercials each night? And most of them go anywhere from headache and nausea to death. Headache and nausea I have seen over and over and over again with Zepbound, with Mounjaro. I don't remember death being on that one, but I think death resulting is like they have to put that on basically everything. But most common side effects are GI side effects. So other than an upset stomach a couple of times from probably things that I ate, it seems to be my main side effect is tiredness. But again, that could just be from, not being in a normal routine. It's big time allergy season here. I keep a pollen tracker on my phone because my son has really bad allergies and it's been high pollen all week and I have allergies as well. So, it could be allergies but I could fall asleep every day. But I'm also, perimenopause, 51 years old, working all day. I feel like this medication's getting the blame for a lot of things that were probably problems that we weren't really addressing before. Because if we're on Zepbound, especially specifically, many of us are overweight or obese. And with that comes, a lot of other health issues, immobility issues, sleep issues, all of these things, right? So I do think that a lot of the side effects are being blamed on Zepbound that maybe aren't Zepbound specific. Maybe they are. So I'm super curious. Have you guys had any major side effects that have been hard for you? I know the nausea has been, has been really hard for a lot of people. And this was one reason why I didn't search out the Wegovy when it was first prescribed to me, and I couldn't locate it in the very beginning, almost a year ago, because I have terrible nausea anyway. If I'm in a car for 5 minutes and I'm the passenger, I get nauseous. I get nauseous on boats. I get nauseous on trains. I get really bad motion sickness. I get TMJ in my jaw that gives me nausea, that I can't function for days on end. So I typically get nauseous already, where it can be like really debilitating. So I was really worried. And I know I've seen in a lot of the support groups that a lot of people have had some real extreme nausea. And I feel so awful, because I don't know that I would be able to continue the medication if I was feeling like that every day. I mean, how do you go to work like that? How do you function? So that's awful. So I'm curious, what major side effects have you guys had, or have you had any? I know I've mentioned before, Zepbound journey with Ange. She's another great YouTuber that I like. And she has said that every time she takes her shot, a day or so later, she gets like a little red bump. And it's like a little mosquito bite, and in like random spots, she gets these little bumps. And they're a little itchy and they're a little annoying, but like nothing allergic reaction-y. And her doctor has seen them and stuff. But that's super interesting. Like everybody, there can be all kinds of random things, but I feel like that could be with any medication. A friend of mine from work's husband broke out in hives yesterday. They have absolutely no idea why. So, there's lots of reasons for lots of things. So I am curious, what major side effects are different? Like what wild and crazy things, do you think have happened that may be caused by the Mounjaro or the Zepbound or the Ozempic or the Wegovy? And more curious for me personally, going from the 2.5 to the 5 milligrams, have you guys had any major differences, any more substantial side effects, or anything that stood out to you? So I took this at 6:45 this morning. It's currently 4:02 p.m. So I'm about 10-ish, little less than 10 hours in. And I had a very busy day, which is good on days like this where I didn't notice anything, but I was so busy that maybe I wouldn't have. But I don't think I had any side effects today that, I haven't really noticed anything. I will say I haven't really had any hunger suppression yet, and I'm still getting a little food noise. So lunchtime today, I ate the sandwich that I had prepared, and a wonderful, beautiful friend of mine had given me some Fritos, and I tried not to make like a big thing about it. And she just put them in my bag, and it was a whole like reason why she had given me these Fritos, but she doesn't know, that I was taking the medication. So then I told her, like how gracious I was for her giving me the Fritos, but why I was trying to cut back, but they were still in my bag. And at lunchtime I ate them. So, in the very beginning, I wouldn't even have been able to. That sandwich, I had made some homemade chicken salad with a little bit of mayonnaise, and the chicken that I made the other day in the air fryer, I chopped that up the last 2 days just to mix it up a little bit for today and tomorrow. I chopped it up, put a little mayonnaise in and some chopped up pickles. And I put that in a pocket, in one of the Joseph's half pockets. So that was my sandwich for today. A month ago, that would have filled me up. I wouldn't have been able to eat anything else. Today, although today was a little crazy, and sometimes when things are nuts, I eat. And things were crazy today. And I ate the Fritos too. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just want a damn Frito. But I did find it interesting that today was day 1. So, what side effects have you seen from 2.5 to 5, or from 5 to 7.5, etc.? And did you experience the differences in the hunger suppression, food noise, or anything immediately? Or was it over 24 hours, 48 hours? Like, tell me your story. I'm curious to hear, from other people here, what they've been experiencing, because I've been less on the support group pages and more just sticking here to our own wonderful people. I'd rather hang out with you guys. So I'd rather hear your stories. yeah, so that's about that with my recap. 20 pounds, we're gonna, hey, I'll take it at this point, and we'll continue to see. Started the 5. We'll, check back next week. Maybe we'll have some more information if there's been any different side effects. And then super fast, in case anyone did not yet see it. Oh, really interesting. So I just got a message from my doctor. I'm sorry, I keep looking at the clock because I have to leave in about 10 minutes to go pick up my son from, he volunteers at a food pantry in town, and I have to pick him up. So I have been trying to do a 3-month supply. So obviously we're all in the same boat. We're all experiencing shortages. We're all trying to deal with it differently. So I have been trying to do the 3-month supply. Through my insurance, I have CVS Caremark. I can't use Express Scripts. Apparently, Blue Cross used to use Express Scripts. Now my Blue Cross uses CVS Caremark. So I put through a request for the medication on my app on Blue Cross, and they called me and said, listen, we've called your doctor's office 3 times. We've been trying to do this. They're not returning our calls. They're not answering us. So I messaged my doctor's office today through our portal, or yesterday, and said, Caremark has been trying to call. Can someone please return the calls? So they responded with, we have no messages. And I'm like, no, they're just making it up, right? We have no messages. We have no documentation that they've actually called us. I call BS on that. However, Dr. So-and-so doesn't generally we don't generally write 3-month scripts because they cannot be filled. And I was like, well, that's bullshit too, because 1 billion people on all of these sites are being filled 3 months all the time. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So I don't know now, should I just go EliLillly direct? But then I know so I did go to Walmart the other day. I asked them to pull me up in the computer. I'm still on the waiting list, but apparently I'm number 10. They told me before I was number 9, but I guess she really meant there were 9 people in front of me. So I'm number 10. I haven't changed in a month on that list. So I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm just curious, what are you guys doing? Because I'm not running into a lot of luck here, and my doctor's office isn't the greatest with stuff like that. And finding another doctor right now is just not an option. So I'll just put that out there, that's not something I can do right now. Yeah, so the big news, just in case anybody hasn't seen it or you haven't watched another video, but did anybody see the big news yesterday with EliLillly? So EliLillly, and in case you're unaware, EliLillly is the manufacturer of Zepbound and Mounjaro. And the pens that we use for these injectables, they can't produce these enough. There's not enough of these pens, enough production to keep up. And that's why we're in a shortage. So EliLillly just purchased a plant in Wisconsin that already makes very similar type pens for whatever medication they were making it for. And EliLillly just purchased this entire plant. So, they're saying that this isn't going to go through, and things won't be in effect to actually be producing for EliLillly until the beginning of the year. So that's still 6 to 8 months away, but at least there's good news on the horizon. So that was definitely positive. But as far as the shortage, I just don't know. And it I don't want this to come across the wrong way. I want everybody who needs this medication and everyone who needs a prescription for this medication to be able to get it, because I see what it's doing for myself and for all of you. But on the flip side of that, there is this shortage. Everybody knows there's this shortage. Doctors know that there's this shortage. And I just keep seeing more and more people every day. I just started yesterday. I just started 2 days ago. It's hurting my heart so much, because people that are now just getting into it, and I'm only 2 months in, so it's not like I'm, been around for a year. I haven't, but everybody's getting prescribed this medication, and now nobody's going to be able to get it. And I'm just I'm I'm heartbroken for all of these people that are like thinking, you know, this is going to be it. Just like me. This is how I felt. I was like, finally, there's going to be an end. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to be healthy. And then bam, there's a shortage and nobody can get it. And now all of these poor people that over the past couple of weeks are being prescribed this medication and are feeling all of these same feels are now just going to get hit with it. And it just is mind-boggling to me that doctors are still prescribing it, insurance companies are still approving it, and now all of these people aren't going to be able to get it because all of us out here already can't get it, you know. And I think I literally started the medication like 5 seconds before this happened. Like I literally think it was within 2 weeks after getting the first dose into me that all of a sudden I started hearing this, and I was like, what the hell? And every day more and more people are starting it, and I'm just feeling like everybody's just going to be, I don't even know. Every day I'm kind of mind blown, but I just pray for all of you, for everyone who is looking for their medication, that everybody is successful in the coming weeks. If you have just started, just know that it's going to be an adventure, and start making your list of pharmacies now. Be on the phone, be vigilant, be calling. 2.5 still seems to be the most available out there. 5 and 7.5, which is where a lot of us are, because we've all kind of started within that same realm, right? That's where a lot of us are right now. And I'm just starting that 5. So I don't even know like how to get to the next block, like to get to that 10 that might be out there. That's a long, I don't know. So if 2.5 seems to be the best. So if you're on 2.5 and 2.5 is working for you, stay there. Stay there as long as you possibly can. I tried to. I stayed there for 2 full months. And the first 6 weeks were great. So as long as you can possibly do, stay there. And then if you can get ahead of it at all, I will be taking my last box of 2.5. I'll be doubling it up because I have to at this point. So yeah, I think that is going to wrap it up, guys. That is my week 8 recap. Shot 9 I took this morning, and I'm sure that something will come across my mind over the course of the next couple of days where I will be checking in with you guys. But again, all of you wonderful, amazing people who have been with me and been commenting and are just so wonderful and encouraging and supporting. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you are new here or if you have not yet subscribed, then I invite you to please go and do that now. If you have friends, guys, who you think are on the same journey as the rest of us that you think might have some interest in this, I would love for you to share this video with them, invite them to come along with us on this adventure, and we will see you all real soon. Bye-bye.